Hi, I'm Rolandas Menzikovas. I'm visiting from South Africa. I want to take a moment to show you the last phase of preparation for Stark Naked competition. Here we go. Ed is going to help me out today. We're going to go through the program A first. 3 exercises, all for the shoulders. So we're going to start with a prone reverse fly. Ed is going to lie down with the chest just slightly above the bench. We're going to perform 20 repetitions, 1 second up, 1 second down with 1 second pause. Pause, smoothly down, back up, while maintaining neutral neck, so chin is a little bit tucked in, and elevate the chest a little bit off the bench. 20 repetitions, smooth tempo with the pause at the top. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to take same dumbbells, take a seat facing away from the bench, and we'll do seated lateral raise. 1 second pause, go back down. 1 second pause, back down. Try to keep the pinky slightly higher than your thumb if possible, and the hands slightly in front of the shoulders. 15 repetitions on this one. And then I'm gonna drop the dumbbells down, pick something heavier, take a seat, and we'll do seated shoulder press for 12 repetitions this time. 1 second up, 1 second pause, smoothly back down, and reverse the motion. If you need to use the bench for support, do that. Otherwise, feel free to use it seated. As it goes, 20, 15, 12, rest 90 to 100 seconds. Let's move on to a B section, and this time I'm going to take care of the biceps. I'm going to start off with a mid-pronated easy bar curl for 10 repetitions with 3-0-1-0 tempo. So 1 second up, 3 seconds to lower, 1 second up, 3 seconds to lower. Try to keep the elbow tucked in at the sides, neutral chin. 10 repetitions. Set the bar down. I'm going to move on to the bench, seated 45-degree supinated dumbbell curl. So keep the palms up, 2 seconds to lower, 1 second to raise, 1 second to pause. 12 repetitions. Goal here would be to keep the elbow vertical and extend the arm fully. You should even be able to see a triceps firing at the bottom. As soon as he's done with the 12 repetitions, you will sit up, narrow his feet, and we'll go into seated neutral dumbbell curl, 2 seconds to lower, 1 second to raise. Pretty much continuous work for 15 repetitions. Still maintaining elbow vertical, extending the triceps at the end, which gives us an impression that the biceps fully stretched out. And let's move on to the C portion of the workout, the triceps. So within the biceps, we're going to go to the triceps. We're going to start off with a standing thick rope, in our case, overhead tricep extension for 10 repetitions once again. 3 seconds to lower, long stretch, 1 second to back up. As you can see, Elliot is trying to maintain elbow vertical and fairly narrow, so if you cover your ears, that's great. Otherwise, try to get the hands as deep as you can behind the back. Stretch the tricep fully, 10 repetitions. Once he's done, he's going to set it down. Going to lie himself on the bench. We're going to do 12 repetitions of easy bar, narrow grip, tricep extensions. 2 seconds to lower, 1 second to bring it back up, and a pause. He maintains vertical or past vertical elbow alignment. 12 repetitions. Once he's done, going to take the weight away, and we're going to move on to the third exercise. Standing cable tricep extension. 15 repetitions, 2-0-1-0 tempo, 2 seconds to lower, 1 second to fire. Try to keep the elbow vertical or even pass towards me a little bit. Fire the tricep as hard as you can down, bend the elbow fully as much as possible. That's a section C. Last but not least, let's take care of abdominals. We're going to start with a tuck up on the ground. He's going to have the hands over his head if you can. Put them together, put your feet together. In one smooth motion, he's going to tuck up, slide his hands past his feet. Going to lie down slowly, unwind, pause, tuck up again. 15 repetitions. Breathing out on the way up, breathing in on the way down. Little pause, squeeze abdominals, come back. As soon as he's done with that, he's going to go to a cable crunch. The idea here is to keep the pelvis stay still and move from the rib cage. So he's going to keep the hip still. He's going to open up his rib cage, going to crunch it down, trying to squeeze that big six pack. Stretch exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. Once you're done, you rest. And now we shoot the Garhammer raise and what was else? Offset crunch. I'll just bring the bench over there. Which way was it? Was it Garhammer raise first? I'm sure. Yeah, okay.
In the shot or?
No, we'll just keep it here for now. I'll put it down, I'll just roll it out for you. Yeah, still blinking. I'll put it over there. There we go. Okay, cool. And that, what day is that? First day. And last section for the day 1 is abdominal training. We're going to do incline Garhammer raise. And he's going to take grip over his head, going to get his knees and the hips to 90-degree bend each. Going to try to reach with his knees up straight towards my hand by curling at the abdominals, not the hips. Slow return, exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down as you stretch the abdominals. Once he's done, he's going to sit up. And we're going to take a dumbbell, offset, crunch. So dumbbell goes to one side of your shoulder, your chosen shoulder to begin with, doesn't matter which one. We're going to climb up on the ball a little bit further, stretch the abdominals, and as you crunch up at the slight angle from one shoulder to another knee. Stretch out, inhale, exhale, crunch up. 6 to 8 repetitions per side, slow on the return, fast on the way up. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Swap about 6 to 8 repetitions per side. Welcome back to day B, and today we're going to go after the lower body a little bit. There will be 5 exercises in a row with a minimal rest and then a longish rest at the end. We're going to start off with the trap bar jumps for 30 seconds, pretty much a non-stop work, trying to maintain high quality landing. Good, so you hear soft landing, toes to heels, heels to toes, while maintaining fairly vertical alignment. He can squat deeper if he likes. As soon as 30 seconds is up, he's going to set the bar down. We're going to move on to Romanian deadlift with a barbell. And in this exercise called Romanian barbell deadlift, also maybe known as a stiff leg deadlift, only in this case we're not going to stiffen the legs completely. Ellie's going to pick up the bar, keep it close to his thighs, just outside the hips. Going to slide it down the thighs, maintaining neutral spine, maintain slight bend in the knees, stretching the hamstrings, pushing the hips back until it feels the stretch in the posterior compartment, hamstrings and the glutes. It's going to do 12 repetitions. It's going to move on to a walking lunge. All right, exercise number 3, simple walking lunge, trying to maintain upright torso, more or less vertical displacement of it, instead of heavy push forwards. Grab a medium to heavy dumbbells and 45 seconds of work non-stop. So you can see Elliot's try to keep the shoulders back while maintaining vertical alignment. Penultimate exercise for the leg day is a leg press. We're going to work for almost a minute, 25 to 30 repetitions of 1 second down, 1 second up, pretty much non-stop work. Try to keep the heels in contact with the platform at all times. Deepest range of motion you have available without allowing your lower back to come off the backrest. Try to keep the relaxed breathing, 25 to 30 repetitions non-stop. As soon as you're done with that, you're going to jump out and going to move on to a sled drag for 1 minute straight. And it's time to finish up strong. Last exercise, sled drag. We're going to load it, this one pretty heavy, 60 seconds of work. Going to face the sled, grab hold, sit down just a tad, and then drag the sled as fast as you can for 60 seconds, non-stop work. Don't be afraid to load this one up. Just keep the high work rate throughout the 60-second period. So B section of the day 2, we're going to look after the shoulders again. First exercise is going to be a pronated standing dumbbell front raise. Look about 15 repetitions, slower on the way down, couple of seconds to lower, faster on the way up. Try to maintain neutral alignment, so not increase lower back curve, not stiffen the legs too much. 15 repetitions, you move on into Y raise with a suspension system. One thing to consider here, once again, is the lower back. If there's too much extension going on, you may not feel comfortable. Otherwise, try to maintain straight arms, slowly to lower yourself by 2 seconds, come up for about a second. Once 15 repetitions done, you're going to move on into bent over dumbbell fly. Tempo remains the same. 2 seconds to lower under control, 1 second to raise. Try not to let the dumbbells get too close to each other. Maintain about a shoulder width apart gap, so maintain some tension in the posterior shoulder. And last but not the least, we're going to do standing banded face pulls for 20 repetitions to 25 repetitions. Goes 1 second in, 1 second out. Just keep on moving smoothly through the exercise. Trying to attack the posterior and the middle deltoid. And last but not the least, we're going to take care of a little bit of explosive part of the workout on the day 2. I'm going to take a hammer, hit this tire for as many times as we can in 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds. Should work out about 12 to 15 hits per side. You can work it like that, or you can look at the clock if it's one handy. You can see Elliot will stand up fully and explosive sit down and hit that tire as hard as you can go. Halfway through, you will switch and continue for designated time. Work to rest ratio 1:1, so work as hard as you can for 30 seconds, rest for 30. Welcome back to day 3, and today is the torso day. I'm going to start with the back exercises. We're going to move on to chest exercises next, but first 3 exercises for the back, starting off with the lat pull down, supinated or palms up grip, 10 repetitions. The 3-0-1-0 tempo, which means slow raising of the hands, fast pull for 10 repetitions. Try to bring the bar closer to your clavicles. Slow, long, full range, eccentric portion or raising portion. As soon as 10 repetitions are done, that's going to get up. It's going to move on to bent over, straight bar pullovers. For 12 repetitions, 2-0-1-1 tempo. You'll raise the bar for 2, fires back down, squeeze last for a second, comes back upright. 12 repetitions here, maintaining neutral neck. As you can see, his head and his back is in line. Squeeze in the last 2, 12 repetitions. And the third exercise in the series is seated neutral grip narrow row. 15 repetitions, 1 second pull, 1 second pause, 1 second to bring you back up. Try to keep the head neutral, so don't raise the chin, don't let the head stick out forwards. Squeeze the shoulder blades, pause, return. 15 repetitions. After this, you rest about 90 seconds before you move on to the next set. Section B of the workout 3, the chest. We're going to start off with the incline, 15 degree, could be 30 degree if you only have that kind of option. Pronated grip, dumbbell press. We're going to look again for 10 repetitions at 3-0-1-0 tempo. So it's a slow, long, lowering phase. Fire back up. When the Elliot is done, he's going to set the dumbbells down. He's going to move on to decline 1 1/4 bottom dumbbell presses. So find yourself decline bench. Okay. He's going to have to move. So what we're looking for is a full range lowering. Fire a quarter motion up, quarter motion down, come back all the way. 12 repetition, 2 seconds to lower, 1 second to get back up, all the way to begin with. 12 repetitions on this one. As soon as he's done, he's going to move on to a horizontal dumbbell fly. And here we're looking for 20 repetitions, 2 seconds to lower the weight, 1 second to get back up, 2 seconds to lower, 1 second to get back up. Somewhat slower on the way down than it is on the way up. Try to keep a bit of a gap at the top between the hands so chest doesn't get to relax completely. Rest 90 seconds at the end. Welcome back to section C of your last day. We're going to take care of the shoulders as a last bit of your training session for today. We're going to start off with the high cable face pull. We're going to go for 15 seconds, slower return, faster pull, about 2010 tempo, trying to maintain vertical spine with the head being in line with the shoulders rather than protruding forwards. Slow return, faster pull. That's 15 repetitions. As soon as Elliot is done, he's going to move on to parallel push-up. It doesn't have to be a parallel, it can be a ground push-up. We're going to look for 45 seconds of constant work. You can pause at the bottom, you can pause at the top. In ideal world, I prefer to move around. Should be about 20 to 25 repetitions if you're moving at a decent pace. Once you're done with that, you're going to grab a band and you're going to perform 20 to 25 repetitions, so band pull aparts, trying to engage the back of the shoulders without releasing the tension completely at the top, almost non-stop motion. Once you're done, you rest.